This video is brought to you by Mubi. Greetings and welcome to Earthling Cinema. I am your host, Garyx Wormuloid. This week's artifact is Children of Men, directed by celebrated auteur Alfonso Ribeiro. But before we start, Mubi isn't just the way Scooby-Doo says the word movie. It's also a curated streaming service where you watch some of humanity's greatest artifacts. Curated by film nerds, Mubi adds a new film every day, ranging from award-winning classics to cult members, to classics like Errol Morrissey's OG true crime documentary, The Thin Blue Line, streaming right now. While they may be nerds, they're not that smart, because they're giving away a month for free, no strings attached. Don't let them know what an error they've made, and go to mubi.com/aliensguide, or click the link in the description to freeload The Thin Blue Line right now. It really helps the show. And now, back to it. The film takes place on an idealized vision of Earth, where humans can't reproduce. With every other country cancelled, only the UK has managed a renewal. Our protagonist is pencil puller Theo Farron, whose ex-wife is a literal terrorist, not to be confused with my ex-wife, who is a regular terrorist. As the leader of a rock band called Fish,
you are under the jurisdiction of the Fishes.
She tells Theo it's his weekend to transport a refugee. He carefully drinks it over, and they take Penny Lane to Abbey Road, just like the old Beetlejuice ditty. They crash a flash mob, and his ex-wife is killed. But it isn't all happy. Luke executes 2 members of the Popo, so they hightail it to his cow factory. In a shocking Pepsi twist, the refugee Key tells Theo she's got a bad case of fetus tummy, and gets topless just cause. But the Pepsi twist turns out to be BOGO. After conveniently overhearing a plot-relevant conversation,
he's a f***ing dead man.
Yeah, tomorrow, we'll do him then.
Theo commits some light GTA and drives Key to the safest place in the world, his pot dealer's house. They hatch a plan to take a carnival cruise to the closest unplanned parenthood. But when the band rolls in, they leave while Alfred distracts them with his tight 5.
Pull my finger.
They take a magic school bus to the US-Mexico border, just as Key starts pissing on everything like she owns the place.
Piss.
Theo pulls a baby out of her hat, and thankfully, this time, it's not mine. Unfortunately, their Airbnb has a strict birth policy, which is no births. So they have to take it to the streets, where a battle of the bands ensues. Fish takes the baby and Key as their groupies, but Theo tracks them to a charming fixer-upper and just sort of walks them out. Charmed by those widows of fat, the police and Fish immediately stop fighting and tell them no hard feelings. They hop into a water car and he reveals he's covered in sauce and will have to stay behind to dry clean his shirt. He teaches Key how to train her baby just as the Titanic pulls up. Children of Men is full to the gills with references. Rather than saturating Earth's hypothetical future with dad tech, the film infuses the world with references to geopolitical conflicts of Earth's past and then present, which is now the past, because we are in the future, which is our present. Got it? Featuring visual allusions to the Israel-Palestine beef, France Revolution, and the 2003 Abu Ghraib scandal by Shonda Rhimes, there's something sad in there for the whole family. At other moments, the Fuji camp evokes camps used by the Nazis in WW2, WW3, and again on Z-Day, which wasn't a world war, but still not cool. These carefully curated images suggest that the imagined conflicts of Earth's end time had already begun in 2006, which wasn't wrong. These references extend beyond geopolitics to the film's use of music MP3s, as Theo approaches the art museum in The Court of the Crimson King by King Crimson Plays, suggesting that Theo's cousin is the Crimson King, aka the Devil, aka Big Red. Similarly, the Rolling Stones hit Goodbye Ruby Tuesday, a piece lamenting band member Keith Richards' loss of love, is recontextualized when it plays as Jasper says goodbye to his true love, Basta Bruce. But the film is at its most poignant when it makes references to classical art. As the dentally challenged custodians of Western Civ, the British government safeguards what's left of European art. I mean, if you call that art, there's not nearly enough dimensions. Theo travels to a highly secure facility where prized works are safeguarded from IEDs and your grubby little hands. Its name, the Ark of Arts, is a nod to Noah's Ark, famously chronicled in the seminal human text Evan Almighty. While the art is stowed away in an ivory tower, the film recontextualizes them within MTV's The Real World. Theo dines in luxury while framed by Diablo Picasso's Guernica, famous for its anti-war message in response to a bombing during the Spanish Civil War. The now sanitized carnage of Guernica foreshadows the bloody carnage of the refugee camp. Similarly, the curator laments the loss of Michelangelo's Pieta.
Couldn't save La Pietà. Smashed up before we got there.
Only for the camera to later document a refugee holding her dead son, itself plagiarized from a photo dubbed the Pieta of Kosovo. While the government demonizes refugees, a pregnant one is humanity's only hope to keep spreading the disease that is themselves. When she reveals her baby bump, Key takes on the pose of Mario Batali's The Birth of Venus, a piece depicting a pagan figure while Christianity was still in. This suggests that art, divorced from reality, is stripped of meaning. In replicating art in the real world, the film rectifies this loss without having to pay a royalty fee. Adding to the film's realness is the film's documentary-style camera work. Using oneers, the camera reacts to the events on screen, often wandering to depict the world around the protagonist when they're not playing mouth pong. From the 6-minute shot in the refugee camp, to the minute-long warm-up shot, to the camera's tendency to focus on the background, the film immerses the audience in this war-torn world instead of the super-hot actors we paid to see. These techniques suggest that these issues aren't relegated to the future, but are fully realized on present-day Earth, which, for reference, is this. For Earthling Cinema, I'm Garyx Wormuloid. Baby, 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 oh. Thanks again to Mubi for supporting our show. If you like cinema artifacts as much as I, then you'll love Mubi. Every day, Mubi premieres a new film, ranging from films you've heard of to films that have heard of you. If you'd only give them a chance. Currently, The Thin Blue Line is streaming, which very importantly won a ton of awards, and semi-importantly, freed an innocent man from prison. It's like your very own personal film festival right in your house, minus all the celebrities and social interaction. Try Mubi free for 30 Earth days at mubi.com/aliensguide. That's mubi.com/aliensguide. Or just click on the link in the description. Without Mubi, we wouldn't be able to bring you new episodes.